Today on the podcast, we got John Luna, dude. Big John Luna, bro. What's good?
What's up?
My guy, dude. Just getting back from Austin, killing it out there, yeah?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, just doing a ton of spots and yeah, trying to do. I mean, for what Austin is, I feel like I got everything out of it that I could have. We're just like doing as many spots as possible. Like, did the Mothership mic and just kind of and like was watched a couple shows there and like saw some comics that I haven't heard of, which was cool. Cause like that's always the best. Or it's like, cause I feel like Austin is like the scene is like so under a magnifying glass. So it was like cool because I like saw someone on a show who I never heard of, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's so funny. And he was like had the best set that I saw.
No kidding.
So like that was cool. But
Did you want to go back?
Definitely go back. Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of shows, and there's still shows that I like didn't get to do that like I could definitely still do. So I want to go back and. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I lost my job recently at the end of last year.
Okay.
So like I've just been trying to like, I'm like on unemployment and I like live with my mom. That's why I live in Orange County. So like I'm just like trying to do as much stand up as possible. Yeah. And that was like the best opportunity to like do as many spots as possible. Like I think I'm gonna go to New York in a couple months.
Ever been there?
I went there for like last year, like the year before 2022, I went there twice for like a week each, and I just did a bunch of spots and stuff, and I like friends out there and stuff. So yeah, just trying to get up as much as possible and get better.
Got to do it, bro. Other than the comedy, how was Austin like as a whole?
I mean, I really just did comedy. Is this fine? Do you need it closer to my mouth?
No, you're good right there.
Okay,
yeah, you're good.
As a whole, I mean, I was staying with my friend. That was a lot of fun, and I think it was a cool vibe. I don't know. I mean, I was only there for a week, so I didn't like get much of like what I would be doing if I like lived there or anything, you know. But it was a cool vibe. I'm like a coastal elite though. I love the coast. I need to be by the water. I'm from Orange County, so like I need to be by the water every morning. Like everyone was like, "Oh, you had to drive from Orange County," but I get to like drive on PCH every day.
That's true.
And like look at the beach and shit. So like it's like it is the nicest. Oh, cussing's out in 2020. I'm trying to not cuss, but
Why?
I don't know. I think my mom said something about it because I'm living with her. So I think she was like, "You say a lot of cuss words." Bro, and I was like, "Okay."
My mom's the same way, dude. She's like, she'd be hearing like the podcast sometimes, and she's like, "Why are you cussing so much?" I'm like, "It's just, I have to. That's how I express myself. That's the only way I know how to express myself."
When I was in high school, my teacher told me, like he was like my like AV teacher, who's like the coolest teacher that I had ever. Which like I used to do like morning announcements in high school. Okay. And so I like had this teacher for like all 4 years basically, and like by my senior year I had like a 0 period with him and like the advanced class. So I did like I was doing the lower level class just to hang out and like help out, and then the advanced class to like do my actual stuff. So like that's how much I liked it, and I remember having a conversation with him one time where like he was like chill with us cussing, like that's the coolest thing ever in high school. You're just saying bad words, but he was like, it's a little bit of a crutch. And I was like, I've always thought about that. But
well, fuck him.
No, I agree though. It's out. I'm a clean comic now.
Yeah, I've been actually talking about a lot of sobriety. I've gotten sober off the alcohol. I just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time just because fucking dude. Like,
how old are you?
34.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And I've always been on and off with alcohol. Like
you look
obviously,
very young.
Yeah, I get that a lot. But obviously, like in my 20s, I fucked around with alcohol a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I stopped like from 25 to 30, and then I picked it up again at the pandemic.
Okay.
And then now it's just like,
interesting.
And then now it's just like, all right.
Well, you didn't drink for 5 years?
I didn't drink for 5 years. Yeah.
Whoa.
Because I went crazy, bro. Like I'm from Vegas, you know, turned 21.
Whoa.
So me and the homies, dude, I remember times, bro, where we would finish off a bottle of tequila before we would even get to our place where we were going. We would pregame with tequila, polish that off, and then get to where we were going, and then drink more.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those things, you know what I mean? And then obviously with the pandemic, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
So fucking working from home, I started getting drunk at like 9 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's time now, bro. Like, and especially because like the mood after drinking now, like at 34, it takes me a whole day.
Yeah,
bro. Like it seems exaggerated, but no, bro. Like even mentally, like your sharpness, it takes you a whole fucking day. What are you a drinker?
I'm like not a huge drinker. I'm not a huge drinker, but I probably drink more than everyone else. Like when you talk to anyone who doesn't do stand up and you're like, yeah, I'm at a club tonight. It's like Tuesday. You're like, yeah, I'm having a beer. Like that isn't normal. Yeah. That's not normal. Like people don't do that all the time. Yeah. And like, I mean, but I will not drink a lot of the times, but I don't know. I think like and this is probably a bad relationship with drinking, but it's like, I always think like, well, if I'm going to drink, then why don't I just like get drunk, you know? So it's like, I'm not a big like, I'll just have one drink guy. Cause it's like, I was like, okay, I'll just have none. Like I'll just have water then, you know? Cause like, I'm like, if I'm drinking, then let's go.
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't know, for some reason I don't like paying money for it. So like if it's like free and around, like in Austin, like some like
it's
the
cheaper
shows
there
and stuff,
too.
It was cheaper.
Yeah.
And just like, I actually drink a lot more in Austin than I have, than I do out here. Also driving. I drive a lot.
That's
so
true.
I don't drink because of
how far you gotta drive.
Because I have to drive far, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I'm moving out here. I mean,
yeah.
Just it was the pricing of everything, bro. Like the fucking alcohol is crazy. Yeah. $12 for a beer, bro.
Yeah,
that's like at the club at Vegas, dude.
Yeah.
Like in downtown Vegas, you've been there for Skankfest, downtown Vegas, Vegas. That was my fucking stomping grounds, bro. Dude, that was all of us,
like
bro.
Fremont Street.
Yeah,
and stuff?
Fremont Street, bro. We would do some scumbag shit on Fremont Street, me and the boys, bro. Oh my god, it was terrible. But no, you can find beer there
I'd love
for like.
To see you back then,
bro. I don't know, bro. It was bad. I did some fucked up shit when I was fucking getting drunk, dude. Shit I wouldn't even fucking say. One time I got in a fight with a guy who was like 6'8". I picked a fight with him, and I was like 8 years out of jiu-jitsu. I was like, I got this, bro, and I fucking pulled guard, and this dude was just so long. I was like, oh fuck, I was fucking covering my shit up. Fucking cop stopped us, bro. Wow. He stopped the fight, yeah, and fucking asked the dude if you want to press charges on me because I started it. yeah, that's the kind of drunk I am. That's where I'm in my life, John.
Wait, when did you stop?
Like recently?
Like the new year or something?
Yeah, I stopped at the new year, and then like on Monday, it was just, Saturday night, Sunday. Mm-hmm. Me and my girl just decided to drink because she's been slowing down too.
Okay.
And then we just got way too fucked up and fucking woke up the next morning, and she had to fly to Vegas for work.
Yeah.
I had to come in here to work, and I was just like, bro, I'm not feeling this at all. And like that was it for us. Yeah. So now we've been just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So.
That's good. I don't know. That's good though.
Yeah.
So it is super new.
It's super new, yeah. But like I said, there was like 5 years where I didn't drink, like from like...
Yeah.
Or maybe 4. It was more like 4 maybe.
Yeah.
But then I started drinking wine. My girl took me to France because she's from France.
Okay.
And I started drinking
good
wine.
Setup.
And
good set.
Dude, that's where the downward spiral started happening after that. Because you know have you been in Europe?
Yeah.
So they got like, it's like in Spain where they got like that 3-hour lunch break, bro, where everyone just goes home. They just have a glass of wine like it's nothing. It's cash. You know what I mean? Yeah. And dude, it just fucking takes a hold of you, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I mean, even out here, like, there's times when you're like go to lunch with someone and you're like, well, let's have a glass of wine, and then you have a bottle, and then you're like, what are we doing? It's 4 p.m.
Brunch here is wild, bro. Brunch in Vegas was a wild thing, bro. Shit, man. People get lit, dude.
Oh yeah,
it's wild out there.
Yeah. But yeah, then you're like locked. Out in California, I feel like you're like locked. Like then you're locked where you are if you're too drunk, and then it's like, why'd I even do this? Like I just went to Bottomless Mimosas with my friends on Sunday, and we got so drunk, and then we just had to stand in the parking lot for 3 hours. I was like, this isn't even fun.
No shit, dude. Fuck that, man. Damn.
It's like but I don't know.
I like that hat, dude. God's favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, dude. Are you a religious guy?
I mean, I grew up religious.
Catholic.
And like went to Catholic, yeah.
Same here.
Dude, Mexican Catholic, yeah. Grew up religious. I went to Catholic high school, and then I don't think I've been to church in a few years, but it is. I mean, it is something. It is nice to think like when I remember when like my grandpa died when I was like 16 or something. He like I talked to him a little bit about it. And I feel like I'm gonna get into it when I'm older, you know, because I'm like so afraid of dying. So
how old are you?
27.
Oh yeah, bro, you got time.
Yeah, so like when I'm older, I feel like I will like that, like probably get more into it. I also do want to go to church for like just to like see it, cause like, I love watching I feel like church is probably similar to stand up. I don't know.
Dude, that's actually very interesting, bro.
Yeah.
The sermon and shit, the priest giving us like the eulogy.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see what's up.
That's actually
Find
interesting.
Find a cool priest or something.
Yeah, dude.
That talks and is cool. But yeah, I don't know. I would be interested to see because like when I'm at stand up, I'm just like on my phone. Oh, not like in a bad way. But I just like the phone like like I have my phone right here. We're doing this shit, and my phone is sitting right here. It's like when like I feel like I just have to be like. I mean, I don't have to be stimulated, but like I feel like I have to be, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'd be interested to see if I could just sit at church.
I don't think I could do it again, dude. I don't think I could do it again. I've been actually moving towards like religion again, but not Catholicism, more like Christianity.
Sure.
I don't even want to call it like a fucking name because I feel like anything when it comes to like faith-based that man-made, it's just like not right. Like you feel it, you know what I mean? You can feel it if it's right or wrong. And that's pretty much what I've been based off of. But I do my reading. Like I haven't read the Bible yet, but I'm reading books to get me to that point.
Yeah, I read the Bible in like high school. I don't know.
The whole thing?
Yeah, we had to. No
kidding. They didn't even make us do that. I don't even remember what they fucking made us do in religion class, dude.
Yeah, we took Catholic high school was cool though because we also like learned about other religions. So I do know about like a base level knowledge of like other religions. Like that was nice to.
We didn't get any of that. It was all Catholicism. Everything else was fake.
Oh yeah.
That's weird. Because what you said 27, so almost 10 years difference.
Yeah. Interesting. You went to Catholic high school too?
Yeah, I went to the only Catholic high school in Vegas, and I went to Catholic school my whole life, but I didn't coming out of it, I had no idea like what any other religion was. And like everything else was kind of fake.
Yeah.
Type shit, you know?
I mean, we still did. I mean, we like got like fake married in high school and stuff, and like took a class called like Christian Lifestyles, and it was like like we didn't learn sex education really or anything. We just like got like fake married and like learned abstinence and stuff. So like it was definitely like very.
You get married and learn about abstinence? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's the whole point of getting married, so you're not absent.
Oh, right, absence, exactly. Yeah. That's why I had to get married.
Oh, okay, stuff like that.
No, I don't know.
Do you feel like, I feel like religion lately has been kind of been on the come up.
Interesting. Yeah, because everything's fucked, so we're like... There has to be something.
Well, that's what it was for me, bro. That's literally what it was for me, man. Like I just saw everything, and this was like over the fall, like the end of summer last year.
Yeah.
And how I saw everything, it was just a split moment, bro, where maybe it was weakness or maybe it was strength. You know what I mean? But I was just like, all right, I'm gonna accept this dude. I'm gonna fucking try to learn about it, and it fucking happened, bro.
I mean, it's funny to. I feel like it was like a little bit of like a bit, like me and my friend Luke, we'd be like, I mean, you know Luke, but we would, we would just be like, oh, God's got us. Today seems like a God day, like, and then it does make you feel better,
right, dude? Right,
just to be positive, I guess, but like it does,
right?
Yeah.
No, sure. There's something about it, bro. I don't know what it is. I may be crazy because you guys know me at this point. I'm fucking crazy, but I don't know. There's something to it, man. There's something to it, and I feel a little bit more at peace. You know, actually, we'll talk about comedy now. I fucking did an open mic at that Fourth Wall.
Oh, yeah. And you're grinding.
Yeah, bro.
I respected that.
Thank you, dude. But I did this podcast last week where I lost comic words and I had like this very, almost like a mental breakdown podcast.
Sure.
But I brought it to the stage last week and everyone loved it. They loved it. And but I felt with the comic wars, my writing was getting better, so I wrote some shit.
Yeah.
And I worked it today and I fucking bombed on everything. But it's because I feel like I wasn't authentic about it. Like I really didn't feel like what I was saying.
Okay.
How do you kind of morph something that you think is funny into something personal for you and authentic that you can say?
I mean, I feel like all of my stuff is personal. And often I think like when people ask me, because I feel like people are... I'd be like, oh, whatever. I'm like the hot shit or whatever. But people will give me the compliment of like you're like a good writer or like you're such a good writer or
and
like
you are.
You're so authentic or whatever. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I always think I'm very uncreative because all I do is say stuff that actually happened to me and then try to make it funny. Like when people like come out and go like, I think about this that has nothing to do with them. I like look at that and I'm like, oh, that's super interesting that you could like have this perspective. I like need things to happen to me or I need to like mind my life to even like come up with something. Like I feel uncreative, you know what I mean? No kidding.
So you feel like you have to live the bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but like just like stuff like I'll just be like, oh, this thing happened to me. Or, like I can make that funny or like the way I grew up or like, And I also think that like I just like put everything through the lens of like just like my life. And I do think it's funny. Like my friends will be like, "Oh, what are you joking about?" Like, "Oh, I wrote a new joke," and they're like, "What is it about?" I'm like, "I don't know, being fat, being Mexican." Yeah. Like just like it's always the same thing. Just like, yeah, I got some new stuff about. But it is like just always through. I feel like, yeah, the most authentic comedy is always through your lens. So even when stuff does happen, it generally gets back to like, and why. And I do try to think of it that way, where it's like, and why am I talking about this? You know what I mean? Right. Why am I the person to be to make this point or something? You know?
Yeah.
And I think staying in that lane does keep it authentic for sure.
With the authenticity of me, it's just like it just seems like I'm a very angry person when I get there. You know what I mean? But Joe made a great point today. He was just like, dude, like you're angry, but you're not like intimidating.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you're saying angry shit, but you don't come off as the guy that's gonna fucking shoot up the fucking comedy club. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting too. And
that's almost the best place to be, honestly, when you can say stuff, and then I think that's why I'm like why people like me and like roasting specifically and stuff is because it's like that likability. Like I feel like when like the people who are good at roasting are just like they're saying the same stuff as the other people, but they're just like more likable, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think that honing like your likability is a big part of it. Yeah, I did this one joke one time about like it was like right when the pandemic came back, and I was going up right before Mike Falzone, and it was just like about me like being drunk, and like it was like 4th of July, and like there was like cops, and I was like shooting off fireworks somewhere, and they were like gonna like come get me or whatever, and it was just like bombing. I think it's a funny story, but it was like just like bombing, not doing good, and then Mike went up and he was like, "Yeah, I think John was talking about like driving through a school drunk or whatever," and like made it like the worst version of it, and he's like, "You're so likable. I don't understand why you like came up here and did that." And like from that moment, that's when I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think I was likable." You know?
Yeah.
So like I do remember that moment so specifically, and then I was like, "Oh, I should play up this likability, or like try to hone that." You know?
And how did you do that? Because I've been told the same thing. Like I've got a very likability to me, and I don't see it. I really don't see it.
I mean, I'm still working on it. I'll be honest. You know, I still think about it, and I don't know. I think it's being like being more casual. I think I try to be a little more casual when I'm doing it. When I'm like up there. I did a show recently where like I did not do good, and the person, and it was DeJen's birthday show.
Okay.
And I felt like I did horrible, and the guy on stage was doing really good, and my friend was like, "It's because he's talking. You weren't talking. You were like presenting your stuff." And I was like stressed about it and stuff, so it did make sense that I like was doing it wrong. But they were like,
that switch is so hard to flip though.
Yeah,
right.
100%,
especially if you have shit that's like new material that you want to work out. You can't say it authentically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you get around that?
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Finding an emotion about it. Maybe?
It's hard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's like you have to approach like different scenarios, like a mic or like a show or something, kind of like differently. Like, oh, I'm gonna be like casual when you come into here, and then you have to like try to, just as much as you bring jokes into your like act or whatever. I feel like the personality also, like you got kind of like bring it in, because like when I do shows, when like people are paying attention, like it does get less casual. Right. So then you like try to marry it, because I feel like I'm at my best when I am like very casual, but like I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I'm still trying to figure it out, bro. I'm trying to figure out a lot of things. Clearly, you know what I mean. Well, let's make this fucking. So I'm trying out something new because I want to make these podcasts a little bit more fun for people. I fucking, what's his name? Amir K came in here with Francisco Ramos.
Okay.
And this guy Bobby Yu.
Okay.
And Bobby was like kind of like running the podcast. I may cut this, I don't know, but he was running the podcast, and Amir was like, "Bro, no one wants to listen to fucking inside baseball with comedy."
Yeah.
And then Amir just went off on it, and I'm sitting back there. I was like, "That's all my podcast is."
Well, I was gonna say actually, I've listened to your podcast.
Oh hell yeah, thank you, dude.
Yeah, I like it, and yeah, it seems like you got a good thing going. And I do think that talking about comedy is gay, but I do think that like when you're given the opportunity, I think it is fun because I mean, there's nothing I like more than talking about comedy.
Right. Yeah.
So it is fun, and some people don't like it, but there is a lane for this type of stuff.
And what do you think? There's too much comedy. I should have a little bit more fun on my podcast. Huh?
I think that people that want to listen to it will listen to it for that. I mean, there's so many people that are trying comedy now and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I
true.
honestly do think that it is stuff that I would have probably listened to when I first started.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I was listening to it now. Yeah, I listened to I think the Miranda one.
Okay.
When I was gonna roast her. When I roast people, I try to listen to podcasts with them on it just to like hear them talk and like hear their cadence.
Yeah, Pat Barker did the same thing with Nate.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like to like try to understand them, just like how they are. I mean, even though Miranda's like obviously a good friend of mine.
Yeah, bro, that Weird Al stanky tits was my favorite roast joke of all fucking time, bro.
Oh my god,
Holy
it's always
shit.
the worst shit,
dude. No, that shit was hilarious. I was sitting back there, I was like, God damn, that is fucking funny, bro. Weird Al stanky tits, bro. That is great right there, bro. I don't know.
Oh my god,
that's fucking amazing. That was one of my favorites. Seriously.
Yeah, I feel like you try so hard to write these jokes, and then it's like just like one like random pun, and everyone comes up to you like, "That was so funny."
Yeah, dude, yeah, right. Because that was great, bro. That was great.
But I do. But I mean, yeah, do what you want. But yeah, I do like talking comedy.
Yeah. All right, let's we'll try it out, and then we'll see what happens here. Let me see.
What are we gonna do?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, actually, we'll start off with this. I actually had a dream last night that you canceled for today.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know. And then I started planning out a solo episode. And then I woke up and I checked my messages and that didn't happen.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't know.
You thought I was going to cancel. I'm such a big get.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. No. It's been happening a lot lately. I'm not going to lie. No, it hasn't.
I got nothing to do, dude.
Yeah, you're unemployed.
I'll ask you to come back, probably. You'd be like, we're good.
All right, well, that bombed. So.
That was great.
Do your best Asian accent. That's what I want to fucking. If you don't want to get canceled, then you're fine.
I actually do have a joke that I'm trying to do an Asian accent in right now.
Here we go. Perfect.
Well, I'm not gonna do it now. I don't think. But I'm 1/8 Chinese. I don't know if you knew this.
You are?
My grandma's dad is Chinese.
An eighth Chinese, you said?
Yeah.
An eighth Chinese. Okay.
Well, my grandma's dad is Chinese. And then I think it breaks down to an eighth.
A quarter.
My mom's a quarter, I think.
Okay, so then yeah, it would be an eighth.
Yeah, so I think I could do it.
What's the premise? Can you talk about that?
The premise is basically just like when you're a big guy, joke about being fat, hack. People are like will just like tell you like to your face, like so that's like basically the premise. And one time, this happened a couple years ago. I was like in San Francisco, and I was like at this Airbnb, and it was like me and my 3 friends, and the lady who owned the Airbnb was like just like showing us through, and she just kept laughing at me because I was fat, and she was just like, "You're fat,
the Asian?
You're a big guy." Yeah,
Asian?
Asian
oh my
woman.
gosh, bro.
She's like, "You're a big guy," and then she like got to like the master bedroom with like the queen size bed, and she was like,
"Damn, how did that make you feel?" God damn.
I think in the moment I was like, "What the hell?" But it was fine. I don't know. I mean, but I think it's fun. I think it's funny, and I think it is funny to do the voice. And then I say I am 1/8 Chinese, and my grandma's dad left her. So, I mean, I feel like I could. I don't know if anyone's gonna say.
Well, fucking who knows now, bro? Because like fucking people are like fucking. They're crazy. Even if you're like a part of the LGBTQ and you say like a LGBTQ joke, some people still get their buttholes fucking clinched up. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I think that people are. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that you can pretty much do whatever you want. But, especially on stage.
As long as it's funny, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be like hateful. Yeah, I mean, I am Mexican. People are so fine with being racist towards Mexican people.
Yeah, that's true. Asians.
Asian people.
People can still do the voice. People can
Not
still
on
do the
podcasts,
voice.
though.
Yeah, they can do the voice. Oh yeah, not on the podcast.
This guy in Austin had this joke where he was like, he was like just joking about poor people. Classic. He was just like, and then he did a voice for poor people, and he just did like a Mexican accent. It was crazy. I was like, I haven't felt like racism. Like that was the first time I felt racism in a while.
God damn, bro. That's wild.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Did it hit?
Yeah, he was killing.
Yeah.
Oh, he was crushing.
Yeah,
he was crushing. But it was, it was.
You felt like shit about it.
I mean, I don't care, but it was just so. His set was crazy. That wasn't even the worst thing that happened, but it was funny when he was just like this poor person, and then he just started doing a Mexican accent.
What was he talking about?
I don't even remember.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. Here's some interesting facts about the Philippines.
Okay.
John.
Do you think I'm Filipino?
Well, here's the thing, actually. I don't know. Here's a little history lesson of the Philippines. So back in the 1400s when Magellan came over and I actually don't know if it was Magellan, but whoever it was.
Yeah.
And like enslaved the Filipinos and stuff like that. They actually took Filipino people and brought them over to Mexico and used them as slaves.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And like, dude, cause I'd say this a lot, but we have like certain like words that like cuchara, like, that's our spoon in I think Tagalog it isn't.
Oh yeah, in Spanish.
Yeah.
Spoon, yeah.
So there's like a whole bunch of words that are similar, and not only that, my dad fucking gets confused as a Mexican guy all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Growing up in Vegas, Hispanics, Mexicans would come all the time into the house and fucking start talking Spanish to my dad, and my dad would fuck with them and start talking back.
Yeah.
As much as he could, you know what I mean? But I feel like our cultures were very similar, dude. Very family oriented.
Oh yeah, I mean Spanish took over. I know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know the slave thing.
Yeah, dude. It was wild.
Sure.
Oh yeah. So
go ahead.
So the 24% of the Philippines' GDP is from agriculture.
Okay.
What do you think is the main item that they sell?
This is a quiz now.
This is a quiz. I'm turning this into a quiz. This is just off the cuff. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just have some facts.
What do I think they sell? I don't know. Sugar. What is it?
Yeah, well, it's one of the three.
Okay.
It's rice, coconuts, corn, sugarcane, bananas, pineapples, and mangoes.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty good. I gotta go there. Pineapples and mangoes? Sounds like my kind of spot.
It's weird though, right? Because it's like they do rice, but you've never seen a Filipino bag of rice at the Asian store.
I guess. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
There's always Chinese rice, there's Thai rice, there's even Indian rice, but there's no
I didn't even know.
Filipino rice.
I just know like white rice or brown rice.
That's it.
Yeah. Jasmine maybe. Getting crazy.
You're getting crazy with it, dude.
I don't go to the grocery store in like 4 years, dude. I don't go to the grocery store. It's really bad.
Are you? Do you know how to cook rice, or are you one of those Uncle Ben type of people? I totally rephrased that wrong.
No.
That was terrible.
When I was little, my aunt used to work for the company that like supplied Uncle Ben's or whatever. So we just had like hundreds of Uncle Ben's packs in our house.
Shit.
And we ate one time, and it was like so gross.
Yeah, bro.
And then we never ate it again.
Yeah,
and we
bro.
just had so much Uncle Ben.
Yeah, bro. That's not real rice.
No, I
bro.
can make rice. My grandma. I need to like learn how to make her Spanish rice because she makes the best Spanish rice, and she's gonna die, and like I'm never gonna eat it again. It's gonna suck. You know.
What? This is gonna sound retarded, but
Oh no.
what? Like, what kind of rice do Mexicans buy? Because obviously with Asians, there's Asian rice, like jasmine rice. But what kind of rice? Like, where do you get it?
I think it's just regular white rice.
Just regular white rice? Mm-hmm. Nothing special?
Yeah.
But obviously the special is in the seasoning and stuff like that. Because that's what you guys do that we don't do. You guys fucking spice it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure you've had like the orange. It's like orange.
Yeah.
I don't know what she does. It's like yeah.
Tomatoes in there.
Yeah,
It's
some
almost
tomatoes,
like
some
paella
onions,
almost.
some like some seasonings.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Mexican rice is fire.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with Mexican rice. I don't fuck with white rice.
I like a white rice.
I do like white rice.
But I think like a sushi rice is actually what I like.
So sticky
like
rice
with like the sugar or like they put sugar.
that's right. Yeah,
They put like sugar in it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why I like it. Yeah, that's the best. And yeah, I guess I don't know how much white rice I'm eating, just normal.
Yeah.
I've never used like a rice cooker or anything, but I think I could. I've cooked rice before.
It's nice, dude. It's nice cooking rice. It's very soothing. The sound of the washing of the rice.
Oh yeah.
Is very therapeutic.
Yeah, and then I think the Mexican rice, you like fry it a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so
you do.
good.
I used to make. I do make arroz con pollo.
Yeah, sure.
Right, with rice and
chicken and rice.
Yeah, chicken and rice, dude. Fire. For the people, bro. Fire.
That sounds so good.
It sounds so good right now. There's got a couple of Spanish spots here. Like it's a Spanish spot. Like there's a fucking pinches tacos. I don't know if that's authentic though. And then the pink taco. Pink taco obviously isn't, but pinches tacos it could be.
Pink taco.
It's in the name. Pinches is fucking, right? Fucking tacos.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know that much Spanish. You probably know more than me.
For real?
Do you know any Spanish?
Oh,
maybe
not
like,
then. Not a lot, no. I did Spanish for like 8 years though.
Yeah, you could probably know more than me.
Your family never spoke it?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Well, I'm the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't fucking pay attention to what they do, like my parents do in their native language.
Yeah, my mom, like, my dad doesn't speak Spanish, but my mom and my stepmom both have like perfect Spanish and perfect English. Like they are like those.
Spanglish?
No, like when they speak Spanish, people are surprised they speak English. When they speak English, people are surprised they speak Spanish. Like they don't have an accent or anything. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's just that
both my parents have a hard ass accent. They've been here for like almost 40 years. Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like my dad, especially, he moved here when he was 10, and he still has a harder accent than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah, my mom was born here, but she like learned how to speak English from TV.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like she didn't know how to speak English.
Damn,
until
really?
She was like 9. Yeah.
So she was in America and she didn't know how to speak English.
Yeah.
What TV shows would she watch?
I was just talking to her about this. She's old. The shows were like crazy. There was like this. It was called like Hobo something. It was like this like Hobo? It was like this comic girl who like dressed up as like a clown. It was like a Pee-wee's Playhouse knockoff.
Oh, that's interesting.
Where like I was like this girl who's like a clown. It's called
that's
Hobo
wild.
Jessie or something like that. She was telling me that's how she learned how to speak English.
From Hobo Jessie. That's hilarious, bro. That is really funny.
So that was interesting. Yeah, and then my dad, I think, was from like the generation of like or not the because they're like the same age or whatever. But he was from like the area or whatever of like my grandparents on my mom's side were from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, or just teach our kids Spanish, obviously, and everything. But then my grandparents from my dad's side are from here, but they are Mexican. Like they're like, probably like they were here like before the U.S. made Mexico.
Oh wow.
So they're whatever, but my grandpa like experienced racism here, I guess is the point.
Here?
Like in Southern California.
Uh-huh.
So like when his kids were born, he was like, I'm not gonna teach, like I don't want them to have an accent, you know?
Oh,
so like that's why my
wow,
dad
dude,
doesn't know Spanish.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually a crazy and sad
fucking
story, bro.
Yeah. Cause it was like, it was like the time of like, if they have an accent, it'll be bad for them.
Damn, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's how it was when I moved to Vegas the first. I mean, obviously not that bad.
Yeah.
But like from going from Hawaii, because that's where I was born. And then,
oh shit, really?
Yeah. And then so I would have like, that pidgin talk. Like I would fucking say things in pidgin, and no one knew what I was saying.
Okay.
So I had to get rid of it, dude.
Yeah.
It comes back though when I go back to Hawaii. Like it'll come back. Yeah. And then like, I was one of those idiots where I would go back, and for like 2-3 weeks when I came back to the mainland, I would talk like in pidgin, and all my homies were like, "We can't understand you, bro. You don't talk like this."
Okay.
Type shit. Yeah. But yeah, that is crazy. But the same thing happened with my dad too when he moved to Hawaii. He was getting bullied every fucking day.
Yeah.
Type shit. Had to fucking get in fights. Him and my uncles would get in fights all the time, dude.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about, man. Crazy fucking time to think about.
Yeah, but now, now it's fine.
Yeah, now everything's great. Racism is cured, guys. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff now. We can talk any way we want to talk.
Exactly.
All right, well, this is the last fucking interesting fact I have, then we can go back to comedy.
Okay. This has been good.
So everyone knows that the animal with the biggest penis is the whale in proportion to its body. Do you know what animal has the smallest penis?
Humans, probably. Oh, mosquitoes? I don't know.
Asians. Actually, no. It's the shrew. It's the shrew. I don't know what it's actually like a smaller Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a shrew.
Okay.
It's got a penis size of a fifth of an inch.
Okay.
Did you know that gorillas have 2 inches? That's what they're packing, bro.
Damn.
I actually have a penis chart.
Okay.
On my phone that I will probably put up here on the wide. And yeah, the gorilla has 2 inches.
Whoa.
And look at it. On the picture, it says he demands a recount.
Okay, yeah, this is funny.
Literally. I was going to Photoshop it, and where it says humans, I was just going to put a picture of me and say Asians.
Humans is actually pretty low.
We're pretty low. We're pretty fucking low-hanging fruit, guys.
What the hell?
Low-hanging fruit. But gorillas with a 2-inch penis, though, dude, those things, that's weird.
Giraffe up there, that's good.
Which one's the biggest on that list?
A whale.
A whale, yeah. Blue whale. Well, there you go, guys. If anyone was interested in knowing the penis size of animals.
Is that like a clip? Is that gonna? Are you trying to manufacture?
I am trying to manufacture.
Clips?
Yeah, I am trying to fucking do something. Okay. You know, it's weird though because like a lot of this comedy stuff, like when I make clips about it, especially when there's a guest, like it doesn't do as well as like when I'm just fucking around by myself, which I get it, sure. But it's still weird because like I'm trying to make something educational out of it, and people are just like, I don't want to learn this shit.
Well, I feel like just naturally, if you're gonna like talk about a niche thing, it's gonna be harder to have a lot of people see it. But I feel like the people who fuck with it are gonna like it more.
Yeah, because the community in LA is gravitated towards it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like people are fucking dope about it. Like they tell me that they listen, which is really cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I
know I'm not wasting my time a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I guess it's working, but I want to hit a wider range, and I don't know how to do that yet.
I also like a podcast where it's like, I don't need to be funny. I'm just, we're just talking.
Yeah, maybe that's
talking shop. You know,
that's where I'm fucking up. God damn it, I am trying to be too funny again.
No, right, that's fine.
We'll bring it back to comedy. We'll back to your regular programming. I don't know how to say it. Let's see here. So I don't know if you saw, but I obviously had a mental breakdown after I lost a roast battle or Comic Wars. How do you How do you take an L?
I mean,
because you did the roast battle at the Jam in the Van.
Yeah.
The California Cup thing.
Yeah, and I lost. Yeah. You blame it on the audience, and then you go to Austin. That's kind of what I did. That's chill. Kind of worked out.
Seems like it's working out for everybody who went to Austin.
I don't know. I think, I had an interesting journey with it because I was like undefeated for like a year and a half. Like I'd never, when I first started, I was 9-0 at Comic Wars.
Holy shit, bro.
And I was, I think like 7-0 at Roast Battle at one point.
Damn.
And then,
so you're almost doing a roast battle a month then? Or more, probably.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started Comic Wars, I was doing it every 2 weeks because we were doing it every 2 weeks.
Psycho.
In the backyard. You never knew about any of that, right?
No.
Yeah. So we used to do it in the backyard at in Silmar.
Right. Yeah.
And so, I did like the third Comic Wars ever. It was like the first time I did it. And I won, and then they're like, "Okay, you want to do it in 2 weeks?" And I won that one, and then I did probably for 2 months, or maybe 3 months, every 2 weeks. And then they kind of ran out of people that were they wanted me to go up against, right? Because I was just kind of the best one. Yeah. So, yeah, for a good few months there, every 2 weeks, I literally would win. And then I would just for the next 2 weeks write on another person.
You're a monster,
I wasn't doing any stand up. I was just doing roasts, and that was a lot of fun. But I definitely once it got into the improv, slowed down. Only did the championship ones, and then I won a few of those, and then that's when I started doing roast battle. And yeah, I was doing once a month. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah, I was 15-0 or something.
Dude, that's wild.
And then I had my first loss was to this girl, Morgan Anderson from the Bay Area. She's really funny. And it was in the main room of the store. It was how they do like the mothership roast now.
Yeah.
So like that was like the first time that they like flew people out, and like there was like the 8 fun. It was called like the 8 funniest or whatever, and like I was one of them. Like they like picked me, and I was like super hype, and I was like I'm like doing something with this. I was like in the main room, and then I lost, and it was just like it was bad. I was bummed about it. Luckily, honestly, like you do so many mental gymnastics where you're just like, I was like, okay, well, I've never lost to someone who was in LA, or I've never lost to like, I've only lost in the main room. Like I've never lost at the improv or like the belly room. It's like, I'm chill, you know? So like I had like kind of like these things to fall back on. And, but it also was like a really good battle. And like, also like with like, the Jam the Van stuff is fairly new, and like the clips and stuff, all that stuff is like fairly new with like clips like going like big on Instagram and stuff. And I think now, honestly, now more than ever, the California Cup is a little bit different just because it was like a tournament thing that you could win. Mm-hmm. But like every battle, it's like doesn't even really matter anymore just because like the clips, they don't like talk about who won or anything, you know what I mean? Oh. And like I've had battles that I've won, and then they'll post like clips online or something, and it like looks like I lost or something.
I remember that.
And it's just like I mean that's fine, whatever. Yeah. Like whatever makes the like more people see it. 100%. Like I don't really care. But it is like it is like gets to the point and like everyone's always said that with roasting, like it doesn't matter who wins or loses as long as like it's like good.
Yeah.
Like you can have times where like you were the second best roaster of the whole night, but you lost. But the first best was the person you're battling. You know what I mean? So, like, that does feel good, you know? And, like, I have had a couple battles where I wasn't happy with how I did, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I think there's only been, I think I've lost, like, 5 times or whatever. But there's only been, like, 1 or 2 of those times when I was, like, was disappointed in myself.
Right.
And I like felt like I didn't put my best foot forward.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
But there definitely were times when I lost and I was like, okay, well, it's okay.
Yeah. Because it's not that serious, right? Like
Sure, yeah.
But then again, it's just like a more mental and personal thing. Like the whole thing I had writing on it was like I have this podcast where I learn, and then Roman is just going out there, you know. And that's what I said on the podcast. I was like, God damn it, man! Like this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, this last one was probably, I mean, I don't know. It was like rough just because like I like did like really want to like do good in this like tournament thing. But like, I also think that you get to a point where like people know you're good or whatever. Right, and true. So they're like, very okay, true. So like you don't want to like disappoint. Like my worst loss was probably like I had the belt in the belly room.
Okay.
And I like went up against someone who I thought that I could be, and like a lot of people were like, "This is gonna be easy for you," and I just like didn't really put the work in, and I like kind of embarrassed myself. I felt like, and like the judges were even like, "You're so good, like what happened tonight?" And like that was like, I think about that more than anything else. So it's like that was like the worst one to me, where like they were like, "What happened? Like you're so like we know you're better than this," and like that was. And like multiple people told me that, like even not the judges, like other like my friends were like, we know you like what happened, like we know that you could do better, and I was like, I know,
and that's just on a you thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And you never did it again, type shit. I assume.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Yeah. Were you known for your writing before you started doing roast battles and Comic Wars?
I mean, I don't think I'm known for anything, I guess, Yeah, I mean, I think that I was always like a pretty good writer. Like when I first started, I still do jokes that I wrote like in my first year of comedy, where I like feel like they're like good. But I think that I think I've gotten worse at writing. I think I was better, but
you got worse.
I mean, I just think I was good when I first started. I mean,
because my question is,
I'm still fine.
How do you translate what you learned from like writing roast jokes? Because there is a certain structure to that, which I think has helped my other like writing with just regular bits. You know what I mean? Like now I can see what potentially is a punchline as opposed to and cutting all the fat as opposed to just writing everything out and feeling like everyone needs this context.
Well, I'm still trying to kind of like find that balance and kind of like implement it. But the things that I have learned are like, I think joke writing is a lot like math, you know, where it's just like, especially roasts.
Right.
Where like once you find the angle on someone, you're just like, okay, this person's a girl and she's Italian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You're just like, okay, so how do we write in that lane?
Yeah.
Like when I roast people, I generally don't even like, and I think that maybe like catches up to you sometimes. And like maybe in this like last one didn't work out too well, but it's like a lot of the time it is just like, how can I like just like break it down to like it's the easiest parts. So then I do try to take that into my regular stand-up writing, where it's like, okay, if I just break this down to like where can I find the jokes, and like kind of just making it into that. But yeah, and
because go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but like definitely roasting is just like, okay, like this thing, how does that connect and how is that funny? And then you find it and you're just like, yeah, I guess it's just like,
yeah. Because what I found interesting too is when watching you and JP run them.
Yeah,
dude, like, because again, this was my first comic course, first roast anything, but it was like I tried to just go out there and perform every time, and then you and JP would just run through it and just found what people were kind of chuckling at, and I was like, holy shit, bro, like I'm taking this way too fucking serious. Where you guys look like a mad scientist. You guys have like your notebook and shit. You're holding the mic weird. I'm like, what the fuck? This is so casual for them, dude.
Definitely, yeah. Like it's almost more fun to run roast jokes at like sometimes. I mean, at like mics and stuff, because it is fun to like find the ones that people think are funny.
Yeah, because he doesn't even care about what you were saying.
Yeah,
you know, like you're like this shit it sucks, but it's like maybe if there's a word in there that I can put in. So that was so interesting for me to see, dude.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, you're just like kind of throwing a bunch of stuff out there and seeing what sticks. And then I do think that someone told me this recently, where like they were like, you should just try to do that with your regular writing and I think I do that like very casual at like mics and stuff. But like work harder. Like I do want to start working harder at my regular stand up, because when I do roast, it is like let's write, like let's do this, like let's like get together and like
that's true,
and like put effort into this. And
that's
I'm like, if
true.
I just put that into my regular stand up, I feel like I'd be making bits faster and better, you know?
Dude, that's so true, actually.
Because when I do roast, I do put a lot of effort into it. Like it's like all I'm thinking about. And it's like stand up is mostly all I'm thinking about all the time, but it's like doubled with when you're doing roast.
100%. And another thing too is I just like what you're talking about, just talking about your bits. Like I saw JP doing that with Evan. And the same thing, he's just running through them, and Evan was like, "Oh, I think this is funny, but you could take that out," type shit. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm so new to it, but I'm so self-conscious about everything I write, where I wasn't really doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously, the closer it got, I was doing that more, and obviously, the jokes got more polished.
Yeah.
And not only that, I came up with like the intense shit of the night. I came up with that the day before. Type shit, which was insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like there is something to just talking about your bits to someone, bro, that I still have to get comfortable with, you know?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like, are you comfortable with that, or are you like what you just said, you're still kind of just...
I mean, like, there are certain people that I'll talk bits out with. But yeah, I think that most of the time when bits like come in conversation, it's just like talking and just like riffing, and then like someone being like, "Oh, that could be funny," or "That could be a bit." It definitely is weird to like run bits in front of people. It's almost like better to like, to me, like be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this bit like at like a mic," and like your friend is there, and then like doing it for me, like doing it on mic. And then like them after like talking about it.
Right.
Rather than like...
I see.
I think it's hard to pitch someone jokes.
Yeah. I see. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
If you can have like a homie at a mic and then ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, my ideal is like one friend at a mic and then being able to talk to them.
How do you gauge what mics you go to? Because the longer I've been in the game now, it's like some people will stay away from certain mics, especially if there's... I don't want to fucking create any fucking drama.
What were
like,
you gonna say?
If there's certain people at the mics, you know what I mean, where they're just like, oh, this dude's not like it won't give me any good feedback type shit. Like these people won't give me good feedback.
I mean, generally, I don't really care who's gonna be at mics. I've gone through phases of like when I first started, I felt like I was doing way better because I would just go to a lot of mics alone, and I'd like sit there and try to write and like try to like get my stuff together. And then also I feel like I have a little bit of like a chip on my shoulder when I don't know anyone there, because it's like, you don't know me and like I want you to know I'm funny.
Right.
And then it's like, and then you go through a phase, I feel like when you start comedy, and then you go through a phase where you start going to every mic with your friends. Every time you go to a mic, you're like, oh, where are my friends going to be?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, let's roll to this mic like 5 deep. And then you're like, okay, well, this was like dumb. Like, I don't know, like unless it's like a improv or something where there's like a big crowd. But it's like, yeah, if you're going to go to a mic where like there's not that many people and then it's like mostly your friends, I feel like that is not beneficial. Like for me a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's obviously fun, but it's like less like, I feel like I'm not doing well on like I'm not getting the work done or whatever.
That and then your homies have heard some of your fucking, especially if you're doing multiple mics a day type shit. So they've heard it.
And then, I mean, I like a slotted mic, especially for running roasts. I really like a slotted mic, but I don't know. I try not to do. I don't know. It does just depend. I mean, I think that the best mics that I try to go to are mics where there's going to be a lot of people, obviously. And
so you go to the bucket mics then rather than the slotteds.
Yeah. I like a bucket mic more.
No shit.
More than a slotted mic.
Why? Is it because there's more than comedians there? Or?
I mean, I think that they are just like better. Yeah, there's more people. I think that's the biggest thing. And slotted mics can be fun. I mean, I like performing at them and stuff, especially if it's like 10 people that I don't know, and like it's just like random people. Like I try to like kind of like circulate. Like if I've been going to like Badger or whatever for a while, like go to like Hollywood Comedy or like Fourth Wall or something, and like try to like not like repeat a lot. And I also like definitely fall into like a schedule of like, oh, it's this day I'm going to do these mics.
Right.
And then once you start doing that, I feel like when I first started, it was like when I started getting like inside jokes and stuff, then I would like be like, I can't come back here. I have to like go somewhere else.
Bro, it's wild how that affects your whole shit. Like that happened to me like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months into comedy. I just kept going to the Fourth Wall NoHo because it was the closest to my house.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing that you just said. I walked out and I was like, this is getting a little weird now. This isn't comedy. I'm just making jokes about people we know.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting, and bro, but like people won't realize that and they'll just run with it.
Yeah.
They'll run with it and they'll have this one home where they just keep going and then they'll do other mics and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just try to do everything. Yeah, I try to do like East Side stuff. I try to go to mics where, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's like I don't know. It's like kind of like a cocky-ish thing to say, but it is like annoying because people will like bomb at a mic and they'll be like, I don't want to go back there, and it's like, okay, well you suck.
Yeah. Like, how do you like East Side mics? Because I haven't been yet. Because I don't know if my shit. I think that I'd get fucking vegetables thrown at me.
Bro, you're. I think that I love them. I mean, that's kind of where I came from. I went to like a very liberal college and like.
What college?
Emerson.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like I feel like and that's where I like started comedy mostly. I feel like I get them. Also, you get a lot of privilege. I mean, not being a white guy. Also, you can say stuff, and I do kind of get mad at sometimes where it's like I'll say something and then I'll be like, I'm literally the only guy that's not white in here. Like you guys, like fuck you guys. Like, where it's just like but I do think that you. Like get a little bit of a leeway. Well, they're like, okay, we like we'll like this guy. Or I think it goes back to that likability thing too, where it's just like, yeah, I think I'm a little likable. I don't know. I love East Side. I mean, I don't even like the East Side mics, but I think I love the Elysian.
Elysian, okay.
They changed the time. But it used to be on Wednesday at 8:30. So inside baseball. But it used to be at a better time. Now it's like at 5 o'clock. But it on like Thursdays. But that mic is really good. It's called Funny Games.
Who runs it?
I don't know their names.
Okay.
But they're like these 3
Is Glendale considered East Side?
Yeah, I would say so.
I've been to the library one.
Okay, yeah. The Glendale room?
Yeah, the Glendale room. Yeah.
I like that mic a lot.
That's a good mic. That is a good mic.
I like the Lyric mic a lot.
Lyric Hyperion. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that one, actually.
There used to be this mic called Flambeau that I went to all the time. That was probably my favorite one. It was like out of a backyard in Silver Lake, and then they moved it to the Lyric. But yeah, East Side. Yeah, I mean East Side, West Side. Yeah, I mean, I do also a lot of mics in Orange County.
Like I heard those are fun, dude.
Like those
I heard the Rec Room was
great.
awesome. Yeah,
the Rec Room that's the best stage time.
Yeah,
that I can
for
get.
real.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm like in there, and like once you start doing comedy for a while, you're like like your friends will run good mics, or like if you're funny, like you'll go up, and then people will be like, oh, we want this person to go up at the mic. So it does. I mean, yeah, doors. I mean, comedy. It's like it's so secret. But like doors open up for you when you're funny, you know. Right. So it's like people will be like, oh yeah, of course we'll get this person up, or like yeah, of course we fuck with you because like my mic is gonna be better if you're at it or something. But it is a slog when you first start and just like going to like a bucket mic or something.
Yeah.
But like I've gone to a third wheel and like not gone up until 150 and then like had a good set and then like they'll be like, okay, like next time you come, we'll give you a better spot. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, okay.
Like you just have to show up. If you kind of just need to like eat your like not even eat shit. Yeah, pay your dues. Yeah. Like and then stuff will come.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I think that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that and then you get to a good spot, and then hopefully by the time that you could get up at any mic, you don't need to go to mics. You know what I mean? It like that's always how it is. Where it's like once you get to the point when you're like you're so comfortable there, you don't need it. You know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the steps. I feel
you run different jokes in different spots in LA. I'm assuming like I'm pretty sure maybe like a joke that hits in OC may not hit in the East Side.
Yeah, I definitely run different stuff.
And how do you feel about that?
I mean, I try not to run super different stuff. Honestly, I think most people go like, oh, if I go to the East Side, I can't run the jokes I do over here.
Right.
But for me, it's like when I go to a more crowd like that, I'm like, oh, I get to run like my gay stuff or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like I'm not gonna run that in OC.
So you have just fucking like just what am I trying to say? Just like I don't know, like an all around like overall circle of jokes rather than just taking like I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I just have like a good amount of stuff or like stuff that you're working on and things like that. But I will say like if a joke works at the Elysian and the Rec Room, it's like for me that's when I'd be like, oh, this is great. That's the best joke, you know, that works both places. And that honestly is pretty beneficial to be able to jump from Orange County and LA all the time because it is like the rest of the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
One time I was on, because when I used to be on the radio show with Tom Papa, and one time I like had a show in Temecula, and I was like pitching him like we would do like a segment sometimes where I would like pitch some jokes that I had, and they would like riff with me, and they're like, oh, but they're like touring comics, so they're not in LA all the time. So like their advice would be like a little bit. Like I feel like skewed to like LA, the audiences I feel like are a little more like knowledgeable on comedy, you know, so you can kind of jump places. So like they'd be like, you should explain this or whatever. And then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I guess like I wouldn't think about that. And I had like a show in Temecula and he said like, yeah, you have to start writing for the rest of the world, not just LA. And the rest of the world starts in Temecula. I was like, that's funny. But I do think that, when I get a joke that can work in like, that was my gauge where I was like, if it works here and there, I have a good joke. Yeah.
Damn. How long you been in the game for?
Not like 4 years. Like, I think it's like 5 years, but I don't like to count the pandemic because I didn't do anything.
No.
Yeah, I was locked in. I was totally locked in during the pandemic. I left the house like 3 times.
For real? Was that your choice, that type of thing, or?
Yeah. Also, my mom is like, she has like a medical retirement for like a lung infection.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I feel like that's like the worst thing. Yeah. So I definitely did not want her to get sick.
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit about COVID, but that's not. No, we're not gonna go there. No, but yeah, the same thing with my parents. But my parents were just like they owned like a hospice home for the elderly. So it's like, bro, that was the longest I had not been home. Like before that, I would go home at least once a month, if not once every other month.
To Vegas?
To Vegas.
Okay.
And when the pandemic started, bro, I didn't go home for like a year and a half.
Were you here?
Yeah. And the one time I did go home because my dog was passing away, my fucking mom had me wear like a whole hazmat suit. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous, dude.
I think I left the house. I left the house one time to when the Lakers won the championship.
Oh yeah,
I went to Staples Center, and I was in the streets. I was like kind of
the one place your mom probably didn't want you to go to.
For like, I was outside for like 10 minutes, and then when Biden won, I came up to LA and I was partying in the street, and then
you're gonna be partying in 2024 when he wins again, or what?
Dude. I have no idea what's gonna happen. It's gonna be so fun this year.
It's gonna be amazing, bro. I'm so excited.
And then what was the other? Yeah, I just left for like a Black Lives Matter protest.
So all the Cali things you did during the pandemic they allowed us to do, you did.
Yeah. But besides that, I didn't do really any mics or anything. Or I didn't do any comedy stuff.
Were you writing at all?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then and then once I mean, it's not like I was a big like whatever, but like I was like I don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
And then once I got the vaccine, and then I was like immediately like I'm just gonna go. I don't know. I was very much just like, okay, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this. Now I can leave. Sure, whatever. Now I'm cured. I don't know.
That's how it was like the first maybe 3 months about 3 months up until like June, July of 2020, and then that's when I just flipped the script and I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
We're all fucking being played here.
Yeah.
And I would, bro, and the thing that got me to flip the script is what I talked to 2 of my black friends, and they're like, bro, you're getting played. Because I did the whole Black Lives Matter thing too.
Sure.
And both of them were like, bro, you're getting played. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then fucking, I just started looking at things different. I was like, holy shit, this is weird.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So what was the thing that made you like get into comedy? What was like your first open mic?
So in college I kind of wanted to be a funny guy, a writer or whatever, and I went to college for editing,
like video editing.
Yeah, video editing, and then when I was in college, I did like the morning announcements and stuff, and so I did like in studio, like like the board and stuff, like switching cameras, and stuff.
Right.
So I wanted to do that also, and so I remember I applied. I like went to like at Emerson they have like a lot of extracurriculars. They have like a TV station. So like when they were like hiring directors, and they were like, and I was just like being funny. And they were like, we're not going to hire you to do this. And I was like, okay. And they're like, but you should come tomorrow. We're doing writer hiring.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay. So I came the next day, and then I got hired as like a writer on one of the shows, whatever. And in school. And so they like asked me to write on one of the shows. And then from there, I just started doing writing classes at Emerson and stuff. I did improv. I did like UCB when I came back for summer. And I did... like a sketch writing class, and like I liked all of that, but then I like kind of started to see more stand up, and like my friends were doing stand up things. I went to like New York with my friend one weekend, and we like saw a bunch of stand up, and they were helping produce like this stand-up show that I got to go see, and it was like the first time I had seen a stand-up show that wasn't like famous people. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is like just like kind of like people doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. So then I actually took a class in college, a stand-up class, and the end of that was like performing like 1 5-minute set or whatever. So I did that, and then I didn't do it for like. I mean, I did good. It was fun. It was like all your friends and stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And so then I didn't do it for a long time after that. And I had the tape. And so I moved to LA. and I was like, okay, I want to do this. But I like had a job. I was like working on sets and stuff, so like I didn't really have much time. And then I stopped working there, and I was like, okay, I want to start doing stand up. So I like sent my tape. I like went on Craigslist, and it was like a show. It was like Comedy Store, like apply to do this show or whatever. So I like sent them my tape, and they're like, yeah, of course. It's like a bringer show.
Oh,
so like of course they were like, yeah, like come through, do this. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go. I'm like Belly Room, like first show in LA, like this is tight.
They played you, bro.
Yeah, and then I was like, I can bring my like 5 friends or whatever. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, and so then I was like, okay, well, this material is like from 2 years ago or like a year and a half ago, so I don't like want to do this. I want to like write new stuff, and like so I went, like looked up open mics, and I went to like Flappers or something, and then I like was looking around, and people were really funny, and I was just like, oh, okay, I see. Like this is what comedy is.
Yeah,
not like doing a bringer show at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So I like for like a month I started doing open mics, like fell in love with that, and then I did do the show at the Comedy Store. It like was fine. Like my first show in LA ever was like a Belly Room show.
Dude, that's great.
So and I did well on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like fun, whatever. And then. Yeah, and then from then on, I was just like, oh, okay, it's more like the open mic grind. So I think I did a couple more of like bringer shows and stuff when I first started. I think when I first started my first year, I don't know, because I was funny and I did get booked on like some good stuff. I like did a couple shows at like Flappers that like were cool, and like I did like the Clyde's thing. I like won some money there and stuff.
Wow.
And it was like promising. It's not like I don't think there weren't as many like independent shows that there are now, especially like newer people doing them.
Yeah.
So like so I was just like trying to do shows when I could, but yeah, it was like getting that first show and then like being like, oh, let me go brush up my material, and then like doing one open mic and being like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Cause there were people at open mics that were really funny, and I was like, oh, okay. So like, this person's so funny. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to work at this.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
It was like when I saw the show in college, it was like kind of the same thing where I was like, oh, there are these people that aren't famous, and then I was like, oh, there are these people that like are open mics and they're funny. So I was like, okay, this is different.
Would you still? Who's your favorite open micer right now? If you had to choose one.
I don't know. Open micer, it's hard because what is like considered like an open micer?
Yeah, I don't know. Like for mine would be Brian Smite. Do you know Brian Smite?
Yeah, B Smite.
B Smite, bro. Dude's fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, and just consistently hilarious to me. But then again, I haven't seen a lot of people go up a lot. You know what I mean? Like I've seen maybe you go up maybe a handful of times. But the ones that I've seen, B Smite for sure.
I mean, I think it's like a lot of like your friends.
That's true.
I mean, and then I would also like some of the door guys I would consider.
Are they open micers though?
I mean, some of them go to open mics, you know.
Yeah, but are they?
That's
open
why.
micers?
What do you consider? I consider you an open micer until you're making money. Let me see. I really like Cameron Frost. Do you know Cameron?
I've heard that name before.
Cameron Frost and Allison Vistano.
Okay, I know Allison.
They are. I think they're really funny.
Okay.
I mean Angie Stroud. I think is very funny.
I don't even consider her an open micer though. She's working at the Comedy Store.
But that's the thing. Yeah. She is an open micer. All these people are open micers. Yeah? Yes, I think.
Okay, that was a bad question then. That was probably a bad question.
No, that's not a bad question.
Okay.
No, I mean, I've been separate. I mean, I think they're mid to high level open micers. Maybe a high level open micer.
Okay, there you go.
But I think I think a high level open micer is still an open micer.
Okay, fair enough.
I would say, yeah. I do like all the people I surround myself with. Yes. I definitely think like Luke. I love watching Luke. You know, and it's like, you know, JP, Ben, Effie, all those people. Yeah. I love watching them. I think, probably Cam, Luke, are like the people I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch these people. I mean, I really like Cooper. I think Cooper is probably getting to the point where he's not an open micer, but I do respect that he goes Cooper Lyden. Have you seen him go up?
Oh, I have seen him go up. I've seen him go up once.
He's really good. I mean, like, I don't think Willie's an open micer, but I think in LA, Willie's probably the best.
The best.
I think Willie's the best
He
in
is
terms
the
of people
best.
who aren't like
That dude is so funny, bro.
like past or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. So if he's considered an open micer, then yes, fucking Willie Simon. That guy is a killer, dude.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that I like to watch. Yeah, I don't know.
What since this podcast is all about successfully failing,
Yeah.
what was one failure in comedy that you at the moment you thought it was a failure, but then ended up turning as something that helped you out get better as a comedian?
I mean, hopefully losing my job and hopefully losing my job will be a good thing overall. I think that it was
And what did you learn from that, I guess?
I don't know what I've learned from it yet, because I feel like I'm still going through it, you know?
I see.
But I do think that I lost my job when I started comedy, and that gave me a lot of time to do comedy, and that's when I started. And there was like a good like few months where I didn't have a job when I first started. And I think that that was huge for me. And honestly, when that happened, that did put me on a path forward to have my job that I just had, because my boss from this recent job that I had, because it was like a stand-up and it was like I was like helping produce like a stand-up podcast essentially. He like gave me that job because he was like, oh, I saw you started stand-up. And he was like, oh, I saw that you're doing stand-up, and I know you're a good producer. So this is perfect, like melding your two worlds.
There you go.
So that was like a huge kind of like failure into success story. Because I was like, didn't have a job for a while. And then I had like an editing job. And then he gave me that one. So that's probably a good example. Right. Definitely.
And you think that something can be replicated of the same with what just happened to you recently?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think just having more time to do comedy and stuff is always nice. I mean, I'm gonna have to figure something out eventually, but I mean, it's a good time right now. I don't know.
And it's not like it was a bad job. It was a great job that you can put on your resume.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah,
so that's like
I haven't really tried to get a new job. You know what I mean?
Well, why? Why? Who cares? You living with mom again? Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. Unless the unemployment office is watching, I'm trying really hard every day to get a new job.
I know what that's like. I do know what that's like.
I mean, I have reached out to some people, and it is like it definitely I definitely think that when I try to do something, it'll be good.
Yeah, you're gonna try to stay in the same realm, maybe like radio or like podcasting.
Just some sort of editing type. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha.
But it is like a whole thing where it's like everyone is like kind of good at that now.
It's weird, bro, because those were my skills before I got into stand-up and podcasting, right? I came from film, and I just did everything myself. I would shoot, record, or edit, do all that. You know what I mean? And what's weird about it, bro, is that I don't know if this has happened to you, but it's like I never realized like my value and my skill set with editing until I came here and started doing things. And like before, I was just like, there's everyone in LA is better than type shit.
Yeah. Do you mean like, here specifically?
Yeah, here at this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, definitely. Bro, like we're all trying to figure it out, and it's just like if you, I don't know where I'm going with this, but like if you have the skill set, then know where your value is, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, because the value I'm creating with the podcast is kind of just like people who feel unseen want to be heard and seen.
Okay.
So that's the value I'm bringing.
Yeah.
With us open micers, it's like no one's everyone's fucking going on Joe Rogan. Everyone's going on fucking Theo Vons. You know what I mean? Like,
this is the Joe Rogan of this is the Joe Rogan of mid to high level open micers in LA, I would say.
Hell yeah, dude! You hear that, Joe? You hear that, dude? One more question before I wrap it up here. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years?
Yeah. Like, if you had to pick like what you want your career to look like, what would it be?
Oh, like my dream?
Yeah. Speak that shit into existence, John.
I mean, I don't know, because when I first started comedy, I really wanted to be a writer, and like that was kind of it was kind of just a path to being a writer. But I mean, I would also like to tour and stuff, and that was kind of my thing. I was always like, okay, if I become a writer and then get like a credit, or like get a credit and then be able to tour, and I think yeah, I don't know. It's I think making money off of just doing stand-up comedy. If I could have a living making money off of just doing stand-up comedy, that's like the small goal. But like, I guess the big goal is like, I would love to be like a showrunner. That's like, I'd love to have a TV show or something like that, and be in charge and put my friends on, like get a writer's room that's like
the homies,
like friends, and like people that you've known for a long time. Like that is like the dream goal. I mean, I do like the idea of like writing on like a late night show, or like a SNL, like a Weekend Update, or like that. Like I still like, I'm kind of fascinated with that realm. So yeah, I don't exactly know, but I definitely know that I would be doing stand up still.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You I don't know if you know this, especially because you're unemployed right now, but
sure.
Those late night shows and stuff like that, they have like these programs where you can.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard of it. That's what I was doing right before I started stand up. I was trying to get in a writer's room somewhere, so I hit up all those like CBS, Disney, all those fucking things.
Yeah.
And I, did pilots, wrote pilots, gave them scripts I've already written, stuff like that. Clearly, nothing had happened with that. It successfully failed at that too, guys. But no, dude, you should try to probably give it a try, because you fit the bill, right? Like you fit the bill. So I don't want to go further than that. But no, it's because it's like what they're looking for right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would give it a try, bro. At least, because the thing is that for inside baseball with that is that they say that they don't, first timers, unless you know someone, they won't accept it. They want to see you do it for at least a couple years to know that you're serious about it.
Right.
So if you start now, who knows, 2-3 years time.
Okay, I see.
It could be something you could do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a thought, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I have a couple pilots, and I need to start. I mean, it's always like you want to do like 100 things when you're when you're doing all this.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with your situation, because that's where I was before comedy, bro. You should have seen me. I was gonna fucking start like, all these like pages on Twitter where they have like inspiration. I was gonna start one of those, bro. That's how desperate I was into finding something.
I'm thinking about starting like a TikTok account where I just like post I don't know podcast clips from like, I don't know.
Bro, you should. Honestly, you fucking should, because they're making so much money.
Yeah, I mean, I think I first heard it when like I was like really obsessed with David Dobrik when he was at the peak of his everything, and he would always talk about how like when he moved to LA, he wasn't making money off of his vines, but he was making money off of a like Family Guy clip account on Vine.
Oh wow!
So that was I've always had that in the back of my head where I'm like, that's so funny that these people that are like big on social media, I'm sure just like making money off of like these like just dumb like meme, I mean, people pages. Just know how to use. People just know how to use. Some people just know how to use social media better than others.
It's wild, bro. It's literally a full-time job, because I'm trying to get into more and more, and it's just like, oh my god, bro, the uploading just. Is like ridiculous, bro. And some people have like fucking 8 different pages. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like that I feel like, I don't know. I think that's like, you just have to put so much work into everything. Yeah. It's like, oh, I want to do this thing, and it's like okay, it's so much harder than you thought. I mean, like stand up is like the thing that I've put the most work into, and it is still like I mean, that's how I feel. Someone like just started stand up, right? And you're like, I don't know.
No, but dude, all of it at the end of the day kind of come back full circle, right? Like I talked to Adam Ray comes here. So I'll be talking to him and shit. And like he wanted to just do acting when he came to USC. Yeah. And then he did stand up, and then he is who he is now. Yeah. And it's just like, I never asked him if like he saw himself exactly where he is now, but it's just like, it always comes full circle, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like you just, like what you said, even though we want to do a whole bunch of things, wear multiple hats.
Yeah.
If we focus on one hat, all the other hats will just come. It seems like in this day and age, right? Like I have this bit where in the 50s you could be a firefighter and just live your whole life. Now you got to wear multiple hats type shit.
Yeah.
But it all encompasses the same thing, which is entertainment.
True. Yeah, it is kind of that is kind of where I am right now. Honestly, like with just like doing as much comedy as possible and like trying to travel, like going to Austin, like I want to go to New York in a couple of months. And it's like I think I'm in this mode where I mean, it's like so gay, like the be undeniable thing.
Yeah.
But it is sort of the thing where it's just where I'm like I think I do a fine job at like, you know, hanging out or whatever. But like yeah, I think yeah, I'm at a point where I'm like, I just want to be funnier.
Yeah.
And then I think like stuff will start to come when people see you and you're just like super funny.
Right, 100%.
Like,
and I think the undeniability, it plays a huge factor, but it's got the undeniability has to come from the work ethic.
Yeah.
Right, the work ethic has to be undeniable for you to be undeniable on stage.
Yeah.
And any other facet in life.
Yeah.
Almost, you know?
Yeah. And I think that it's, I don't know. Just the right person seeing you, but then you have to show up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But and then it's always that same thing, that same theory too, right? Like the more work you put into it, the more opportunities you'll get.
Yeah.
And you'll be ready for those opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's just all about the work.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, people say it all the time. There's no shortcuts to this, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought there could be a little bit of a shortcut with the podcast, learning it.
Yeah.
But clearly with Comic Wars, there wasn't. You know what I mean? But no, dude, like,
sure.
No, I think you're well on your way, dude. I think fucking you're surrounding yourself with a great bunch of people, and bro, you're funny. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Well, John, I appreciate this conversation, brother. I do.
Hope this was good.
Dude, this is great, bro. Seriously, this is for real. This is really great. I'm glad I got to at least experiment a little bit with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Facts and
that was fun.
Penises, size of penises.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether you guys like it or not, who knows? Still remains to be seen. But thank you, John. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye.